In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers entered the Ural Mountains in the Soviet Union. They were young, skilled, prepared for winter conditions, but none of them would return alive. Weeks later, searchers found their tent on a snowy mountain slope. It had been abandoned, cut open from the inside. Their belongings were still there, their boots were still there, but the hikers were gone. This became known as the Dyatlov Pass Mystery. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old engineering student and experienced outdoorsman. He and his team were attempting a difficult winter expedition through the northern Urals. The route was challenging, but not impossible for them. They had equipment, they had training, and they had confidence. At first, the journey seemed to go as expected. The group traveled by train, truck, and on foot. They recorded the trip in diaries and photographs. The images show tired but smiling hikers moving through deep snow, carrying heavy packs and joking with each other in freezing conditions. But as they moved deeper into the wilderness, the weather worsened. On the 1st of February, the group set up camp on the slope of a mountain known locally as Kholat Syakhl. The name is often translated as Dead Mountain. That night, something happened. No one knows exactly what. At some point, the hikers left their tent. Not calmly, not normally. They appeared to have escaped in a hurry. The tent was later found damaged with cuts made from the inside. Some of their warm clothing and boots had been left behind. In the middle of a freezing Ural night, the group moved away from the only shelter they had. That decision is what made the case so disturbing. Why would experienced hikers leave a tent in deadly cold weather without proper clothing? The first bodies were found near the edge of a forest, around a mile from the tent. Some were underdressed for the conditions. Others were found later, scattered in different locations. Eventually, all 9 members of the group were discovered. The search raised more questions than it answered. Some of the hikers had died from hypothermia. Others had serious injuries. The official Soviet investigation at the time concluded that the group had died because of an unknown compelling force. That phrase helped turn the tragedy into a legend. Over the years, theories multiplied. Some claimed the hikers had been attacked. Others suggested secret military tests. Some pointed to infrasound, strange lights, panic, or even more extreme explanations. But many of the wilder theories ignore the most important facts. The mountains were remote, the weather was dangerous, the hikers were exposed. And once they left the tent, survival became unlikely. One of the most realistic explanations is that the group believed the tent was in immediate danger. Perhaps they feared an avalanche or a slab of snow shifting above them. If they thought the tent could be buried, cutting their way out and moving downhill may have seemed like the safest choice. But in darkness, wind, and freezing temperatures, that choice could quickly become fatal. A modern investigation later supported a snow slab or avalanche-type explanation as a possible cause. It suggested that a delayed slab movement may have forced the hikers to flee the tent, and that the severe injuries found on some of them could have been caused by powerful snow pressure. That does not answer every question, but it does make the mystery less supernatural and maybe more tragic. Imagine the scene. A freezing night, the tent shaking, snow pressing against the fabric, a sudden fear that the shelter was about to be buried. 9 people making a decision in seconds: leave now, get down the slope, survive until morning. But the cold was too strong, the terrain was too harsh, and the mountain gave them no second chance. The Dyatlov Pass Mystery has lasted for decades, because it sits between the explainable and the unknown. There are enough facts to build theories, but not enough to close the case completely. A damaged tent, footprints in the snow, bodies found across the mountain. and 9 people who never had the chance to explain what they saw, heard, or feared that night. Maybe the truth is not aliens, weapons, or monsters. Maybe it is something colder: panic, weather, darkness, a mountain slope that became dangerous at exactly the wrong moment, and a group of experienced hikers forced into one terrible decision. The mystery of Dyatlov Pass is not only how they died, it is why they left the tent. Because in that frozen silence, the most important answer disappeared with them.